it's nothing like it is now, to be fair. But there was always an element of trouble going on or what have you. But I just
So what do you
navigate.
think is worse now? Or it was worse then? It's worse
I
now?
think it's worse now.
Oh, for real?
Definitely. I think there was an unspoken code that even back in the day, if you were walking through Harlem, through Stonebridge or what have you, and you knew an elder and you knew somebody who was older, there was just an unspoken code that if I saw you as a younger and I would say, fix up, son, as an elder or what have you, you would totally get respect from me as an elder, but all the trouble you would do is with your age mates or people around your age. And then I saw, over the years, people that I had known from quite young were getting mugged in areas of Harlesden where, as an older person, they'd been walking through Stonebridge for all their life, and then they had to change from walking on Natchbull Road, which is the main road, to come, instead of crossing through the estate, they'd come from Harlesden Station, walk all the way up Natchbull Road and all the way down in order to get to their house, because a younger generation just did not have that respect anymore. And then, and I'll be careful about this, because I think we've always had knives in the community. I just think the way that it's applied now, there's been a shift in the demographic. I think there's a way, historically, there's a way that people would approach that differently. So say, for example, I grew up and I knew you go somewhere and if somebody upset you, they would have a knife and they go, I'm going to wet you. And just wetting you, they would obviously just give you a little mark. I'm not encouraging it, but I'm saying they give you a mark to say, right, this is kind of like your warning. There isn't that sense of warning now. Somebody will go and it's just like,
yeah, it's ready to murder.
So for me, and that's the difference. I think there was always a respect. Like, I would never, if I saw an older person in the community and if they told me off or something, I might run away and cuss them under my breath or mumble your mum or your dad or when I'm running away. But I would never do it to their face. I would never have it where I was looking in their face and say that. I would never do that. And there's a younger generation for me that doesn't have that kind of respect as a default. It's almost like you have to win it first and foremost now. And that for me is problematic.
I think that social media probably plays a part in that.
Definitely.
As well, where you are under a lot of pressure to, talk the way, walk the talk or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And don't just, if you're going to say you're going to do something, do it. And then there's that essence that as soon as you've done something, essentially everyone can know about it.
Yeah.
And I think the younger generation are feeling that and are not really understanding how to deal with it, and we don't necessarily have the tools to deal with it because we're all experiencing it at the same time and try to make sense of it. So we haven't really built systems to help them deal with this, heightened sense of just attention that is placed on us, and also that we also put out as well.
Yes.
Because we all contribute to it as well.
I think the system's there. I just think it's just a reminder of it.
Okay.
So, for example, so both of my daughters, when they obviously back in the day when they first went onto Facebook, and then my eldest migrated to Twitter, and obviously then to Insta and to Snapchat. In every single platform they were on. Actually, my eldest was on MySpace as well, so that's going back a bit now. And she's 20, so gosh, it does feel like ages ago. Yeah, but my daughter's 20. I'm like, flipping out, seems like so long ago. But one of the rules we had is that when you go on there, as your parent, I am paying for your phone and I am paying for the internet. If I need to log into your account at any point in time, I can do that, unless you're paying for it. Okay, any of the equipment and the Wi-Fi that you're using in this house, don't come and have that discussion with me. This is really clear. And I said it to both of them. And my wife's a bit stricter than I am anyway. But it just got to a point where when my daughters would join specific social media, they would join and say, Dad, come on this platform, come on Insta, come on Snapchat. And then they would sit down and they would show me that stuff. So it was never about hiding stuff from me. And I think that value system for me is important. All my nephews, my nieces and stuff like that, I go, look, here's my stuff. You lot can go and have a look at it. If my machine's open, I don't care if you go in my DMs or what have you, because I've got nothing to hide from you. And because I wanted to model that to them, I'm going to say, look, if you're going to go online, I don't want you to be afraid of stuff that's there. And I have a phrase that I've been using for a number of years, and I said it to them. I say it to my nephews, nieces, godchildren. I say it to my own children. And when I used to go around schools and stuff as well, I said, there's one thing about social media that you need to understand. If you don't understand that, or if you don't get a hold of the fact that they treat you as product rather than you being yourself, you will always be trying to impress other people. And it's better to be hungry for success than thirsty for attention.
That's a punchline. It's definitely.
And they all got it.
Make a bit of a clip.
They all got it. It's better to be hungry for success than thirsty for attention. And when you get that balance and understand the difference, you realize that you may have, you know, I to be fair, I junked my Twitter last week. I deleted Twitter last week, and I had 14,000 odd followers. There was nothing in my soul that made me feel sad that all of a sudden there were 14,000 people that weren't following me anymore, because the people who really need me and who want to get me have my number, have my email, and they can get me. The other 14,000 people, they have no interest in that, and it's just amplifying things more than it should do. So I think it is a constant conversation about how it plays out. And obviously we've got all this stuff around, you know, a lot of the issues around youth violence at the moment is about how it's being amplified, and you know the way the London mayor is attacking drill, saying drill music is, you know, and then he's backtracking saying certain drill music and what have you. It's just about for me it's about the environment you're brought in and the constant conversations that you need to have. That for me is where I believe the difference is made. And I will, as I said, I'm a big mouth, so I will go and do that on those platforms. But using, you know, amazing spaces like this podcast and what have you, just repeat it, that we don't have to get lost in the source if you already are the source.
That's another punchline.
Okay, all right, let me check the drink.